Hello Ethan, how are you? I hope you're doing amazing. Just a little update in the series for you. I wanted to first light a candle and burn a little Palo Santo in your memory. I'm always thinking of you. But here, just so you know the situation, it's now been 6 months since I've been completely cut off from any contact with you, from your family. Your mother has blocked me still. I've sent many messages, I keep trying to contact, but nothing. So this is now what I'm doing, is I have a letter, one to your grandma, Lucy, one to Peter, and one to your mum, Sarah. And I just want to read them to you so you know exactly what the situation is, what my thinking is, what's happening, and where I'm at in life, and so you can see that I'm doing everything I possibly can to reach out to you and connect with you and be the father that you deserve. So I'm going to be sending these today, and they should receive them. I mean, what are we now? Beginning of March 2024. They should receive them in a week, so hoping to speak with you soon. So the first one is to your grandma Lucy. It says, "Dear Lucy, I wanted to write to you to be honest in the best way I can. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, for good and for bad, but I feel this is part of the path we all walk in life, to grow and learn from these mistakes. I remember once a phone conversation we had together when Sarah and I were living in South Fields. During the call, you were seeking reassurances regarding my commitment to Sarah, who you were aware had fallen pregnant with Ethan. Unfortunately, whatever I said to pacify and reassure you was not fulfilled, and as a long-term commitment from my side, and for that I would like to say sorry. Even though it may not mean anything to you at this point, more than a decade later, it is an apology that is owed nevertheless, and one I offer with sincerity and love in my heart. I wanted you to know that from my side it's okay if you may hold negative feelings for me, and you can take them with you to the grave if you feel that way. How you are is just how you are, and I accept you as you are. I thank you for the meals you cooked and for welcoming me into your beautiful home that many years ago. I thank you for being grandmother to Ethan and for providing a home for him when Sarah and I separated. I'm grateful to you, and I wanted you to know I'm there for you, as I see all of you as family and always will. As having Ethan together means we have a bond that will never cease to exist, whether we all choose to acknowledge it or not. As you may know, it has now been 6 months since I have stopped paying Ethan's child's support money into an account for when he's older, rather than giving it to Sarah. This was a consequence of not being able to have contact with Ethan after repeatedly requesting and asking in the best way I could to Sarah. All I wanted was a short call each week to Ethan. This is not possible now, as Sarah has blocked me and severed contact on all fronts from me contacting Ethan. I believe this to be for all the wrong reasons, and in time I think this will come to appear to be a mistake, because it is only Ethan who suffers as a consequence, whether this reality is recognised or not. Maybe you don't think I care and such, but I actually love him very much and think about him every day. I have so much to offer him in life, and it saddens me that we do not have contact. But if this is the way it shall be until the time comes where he reaches out to me and we form a relationship like we should and will have in the future, then that is fine. For me, my position never changes. I want nothing more than to have a short call, 5 or 10 minutes every week to Ethan, and continue paying support money directly to Sarah, and then come and see him from time to time. Perhaps it is possible for you to discuss with Sarah from a place of understanding and know that my intentions are for the best. I feel that these measures taken are ultimately affecting Ethan negatively. The importance for a child to have both parents in their life is vital to their well-being and development. I feel that if the dust of my existence is swept under the rug, it may not then be visible, but it always remains there until the day comes where the rug is lifted up again. If you want to contact me, my email is jmf_design@yahoo.co.uk. If not, I understand that and you will not hear from me again, but I wish you all the love and happiness throughout the rest of your life. Yours sincerely, James. So that one is the first one to your grandma, Lucy. The second one is to your Uncle Peter. So it goes like this. Dear Peter, I hope that you are doing well and that life is fruitful and you are happy. Please accept this letter as a means of reaching out to you as an extended member of our family. I will always hold you dear in my heart for the times we shared together a decade ago, and I thank you for welcoming me into your family. In my heart, I am sorry for reasons that had to be, that Sarah and I's relationship did not work out. I'm sorry for all the pain and trouble caused. I appreciate that some of the actions I chose for you as Sarah's brother are unforgivable, and that's okay. I'm not seeking any contact or forgiveness from you, as I would imagine there are deep-rooted negative sentiments towards me in natural defence of Sarah and Ethan. I'm solely contacting you so that maybe you wish to speak openly with Sarah and have a positive influence for the sake of Ethan's mental well-being, because naturally contact with me is important because I'm his father, and whether you choose to believe it or not, I'm a good person with the best intentions and love in my heart. Not to say that I haven't made mistakes, I've made many, and I continue to do so, but I also recognise my fallibilities and shortcomings are part of what it is to be alive and learn. And in acknowledging that I can, in turn, be a better, stronger human being and the best father I can be to Ethan, and with this spirit and sentiment I approach you. Please know that I am writing this letter out of love for Ethan. I care very much about him and think about him every day without fail. I want nothing more than to have a relationship with him, a relationship he deserves. That is why I'm reaching out. Also, I suppose this is to reaffirm to you that I'm a good-natured and want to be the father to Ethan that he deserves. I'm trying to do my best. I'm sure you also love Ethan very much as his uncle and want the best for him, and surely that best for him should include a relationship with his father. I'm not sure whether Sarah has spoken to you or you are aware of the goings on from 6 months ago, but to be clear, she chose to block me on all fronts and sever contact, and in doing so grant me no contact with Ethan. Without this contact, I chose to divert the child support money I pay each month into an investment account for his future. Before Sarah cut me off, my only request was that I have a short call with Ethan once a week for 10 minutes so that we can have some kind of relationship. I would then be able to visit several times per year. This request, for whatever reason, did not go down well with Sarah, which is when she chose to cancel me. I feel this is a gravely incorrect choice on her part long term, but yet I fully accept that she did it. Please understand that I have nothing but love and respect for her as a human being and for being there and providing for Ethan in her role as mother. For me now, the best thing that can happen would be to re-establish connection to Ethan and Sarah, continue paying child support money like in the past, and have a weekly contact with Ethan at a convenient time for Sarah. That surely should be a basic provision of the relationship between father and son, should it not? I hope also you have had a chance to look at my labour of love for Ethan, the Monster Multiverse series. I spent a lot of time crafting the contents from his original drawings. That is my offering to him, giving my full time and effort to make something special which he can be proud of always. As someone who loves the creativity of cartoons and games, I'm sure you will respect the efforts I went to in creating that for him. If you wanted to contact me regarding this letter, I leave it open. My email is jmf_design@yahoo.co.uk. If not, I understand and respect your decision, and you will not hear from me again. But I wish you all the happiness for your life ahead, and thank you for playing a wonderful role as uncle in Ethan's life. With warm regards, James. So that is the second letter. And let's not forget about the 5 months of multiverse books. Ether, Fire, Earth. Yeah. 5 separate books. They're going to get published. I'm just going to put a manuscript together, stick it to the publishers and see what happens. Just put it out into the world. We're going to do this together. So the third letter is for your mum, Sarah. It's 9 pages, so it's a longer one, but I've covered, I think, everything I need to in this, so be patient and I'll read it to you and you'll no doubt see this video at some point and understand where, as a human being, as a person, I'm at in life and my standpoint and how I want to reach out and connect to you and how I can't at the moment. So that is why I'm going through this line, the direct letter, the old classic way of reaching out and contacting someone. So back to basics. Dear Sarah, please forgive this approach, but I have now exhausted all avenues with which to contact you. It is very saddening to me that you chose to use the cancellation approach to my being to seemingly erase me from Ethan's life. At this important time in our human history, I truly feel we should be connecting from a place of understanding and love, discussing those matters that need resolving and not running away. Perhaps this is a common theme in your life. I know I've been partying myself to running from things at the worst of times. I don't second guess to really know you as a person, as I recognise first and foremost that we as people are subject to change in our lives, and sometimes radically so. Change is dependent on the conditions and events of our lives, and of course the most important aspect of being, mindset. Sometimes as people we can evolve in life, but when we make the wrong or negative decisions we can stagnate and devolve. This I feel is often to do with how we perceive ourselves to be, the idea of the person we define ourselves to be, and all of the complexities that surround us and our lives. I understand from my own ongoing battles that it's often easier to run away from and blank out aspects of our lives that generate unwanted negative emotions like anger, hatred, jealousy and such. I recognise such actions to be a safety mechanism for our own mental health. Perhaps it is possible to reflect on your actions and see what you have done and it was a protective measure for yourself and was not necessarily what is best for Ethan. I reaffirm what stands as a given, that all children should have their parents playing active roles in their lives. I want more than anything to believe your actions were not malicious and committed with grave ill will, but I've had at times thoughts where I entertained the possibility that there was malicious intent there. On reflection though, I always come back to my heart space and think of you with the most positive light. I think maybe there could be aspects of my personality or being that make you afraid in relation to my outlook, the way I think about life, or the positivity I try my hardest to bring into the circumstances of my life. It is true to say that I've taken a very different path in life to yourself, not better, not worse, just different. I feel as Ethan's father who loves him unconditionally, I can offer him so much to make him a stronger, developed, hyper-aware human being from his childhood as he transitions soon into his adolescence and all the problems that arise with the radical changes that are coming to him in the next years of his life. Do you not think I have a lot of life experience to offer him and help him with? Maybe there's a part of you that subconsciously wants to keep him for yourself, or you feel you're entitled as a right, owing to events of the past, that you and only you have the absolute word in all matters. Of course, your free will grants you the authority to continue to enact these measures against me as you so wish, to continue to pretend that I'm not a part of Ethan's life. In time, this will not end well. This, I assure you, is not a threat, quite the opposite. I always want Ethan and you to have the best loving relationship, but Ethan will come to know, maybe not soon, but in the future, everything with great clarity and all of the events of our lives we have shared, and he will know unequivocally that I made every effort to play my role in his life and that you were the reason why I disappeared from his existence. If you want to continue to ignore me and remain disconnected with me for the short term or the long term, that is okay. Like I've said before, I'll never have resentment, animosity or bad feelings towards you, quite the opposite. I love you for who you are, a love beyond our form or the choices made. I accept your being as another soul, doing your best in what ways you can in the challenging bodily existence of this present lifetime. Because of this, I accept that things are happening on a deeper level that we can ever recognise, and with great faith and an open heart I write this letter of great expression to you. As I mentioned 6 months ago, before you blocked me on all fronts, I'm still supporting Ethan financially like I always have. The money that you forwent for his support by your actions is being invested in cryptocurrency for him, as there will come a point in the not too distant future where the banking system as we know it will collapse. In fact, it has already begun. The globalists involved in the core of the WEF, implementing their tyrannical 2030 agenda, are responsible for so many horrors in this world. Their military-industrial complex implementing forever wars for greed and control to funnel our taxpayers' money into the hands of a select few hell-bent on domination. Then the whole COVID debacle, the Fauci-funded gain of function research in Wuhan, the scandal of the mandated experimental gene therapies touted as vaccines, the Midazolam murders of the elderly in the care homes, and now the pandemic we face in all developed countries is one where people of all ages are dying at unprecedented levels. I digress somewhat, but suffice to say there are forces of great darkness at play in this epoch, and we have to recognise the facts and truth that are now in clear light rather than burying our heads in the sands like so many do. When the banking system fully capitulates, the globalists will instate a CBDC, central bank digital currency. This is likely to lead to a top-down, full-on authoritarian approach to society, applying to all people the worst kind of tyranny. For that reason, the importance of owning tangible assets such as gold, or in Ethan's case, Bitcoin and Ethereum, is critical for the future. That all being said, I have nothing more than for you to re-establish communication, set up a regular short call with Ethan so that we once again establish a relationship. I love him very much, and that will never change. I do also, of course, offer the monthly child support money for him as previously. I recall in one message previously you said something to the effect that if I stop support money, you would not be able to support Ethan. As a realist, I know this to not be true based on the parameters of his life there. I know that Ethan would never go without. With his home there with you, you will always provide for him, and I recognise on all fronts you have comfortably the means with which to do so. As a further offering of my love, having completed the incredible Monster Multiverse book series, I've been making YouTube videos for Ethan, and undoubtedly there will come a time when he will see and understand me and who I am and every aspect of our lives and events leading up to present day. This perhaps will be his reckoning, as it is offered with an open heart in the spirit of love. Ultimately, this spirit must win over the darkness that resides in the hearts of all of us. If you wish to see the video series, you can search the title, The Searching Father and the Lost Son, username JamesFielden4935. One video was also intended for you at the time you blocked me, but the rest is for Ethan at some point when he can digest the information. If you choose to watch the videos, I am happy you are taking that step, but if you choose not to confront their content, then that's also okay, as your choices are yours alone, and I respect that. Also, Ethan now has a sister, baby Maya, just 2 months old. My dream is for Ethan to meet her. Her arrival takes me back to Ethan's youth, mistakes I made, and the trauma that we alone shared in that hospital together in Tooting over a decade ago. From the event of his birth, his close shave with death, and his revival, it was touch and go for a while, and seeing him in isolation in that blue light inside the incubator with all those tubes, absolutely heartbreaking. It fills me with such joy that he is now so healthy and I hope happy, and I'm so proud of him as my son and you as his mother. If you feel my sincerity and feel it in you that we can connect for Ethan's sake on a level of loving respect, that I'm always here in service to you. I hope to hear from you, but if not, I accept you with love and light. James. Daddy. Yeah, cool. So that is what I'm sending. Yeah, that is, and there's nothing more to it really, and I'll see if I get contact, and then I'll be coming to see you, hopefully sooner rather than later, but until then I bid you farewell, and contact or no contact, I'm going to be keeping up these videos for you every so often when I feel like I want to connect, I've got things to say, then this will be there online for you, as and when. So, anyway, farewell for now. All my love.